What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a while. I don't know where to go with today's episode.
When this guy can, I mean, look at that. I mean,
I have a problem. Updates, and more updates. I just chugged down a tea, so the sugar it's hitting pretty hard right now. Gotta love the Snapple. See here, Snapple. Yeah, this is some good shit. Like, and you know what frustrates me about Snapple? It's so difficult to find certain flavors, and I think that's with anything. But between this one, the half and half, the lemonade and the sweet tea, and the fruit punch, dear God, I love that stuff, and I can never find it anywhere. So, yeah, that's a thing. Randomness is today's key theme of the video, and I'm gonna put you all down for a second. There we go. It's a little better. Hi. First of all, Comic-Con just wrapped up, and I gotta say a few things. I feel that a lot of the trailers are really great. I cannot wait to check out, like, Aquaman. Shazam really looks like a lot of fun. Zachary Levi. I keep forgetting about that guy. He's so underrated. So underrated in a lot of things. I love the show Chuck. I think he's great in the Disney movie Tangled, and he looks great as Shazam. It looks like, you know, it could be one of those things where maybe he was meant to be that character. I don't know. Too early to tell. One of the big things I'm excited for is the DC streaming services, and I know the Titans trailer looks a little bit meh. I can put the fanboy aside, and I can just say, you know what? That element here does not look the greatest. But here's the thing, and the other reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this. You know, fandoms at their core, and I did a brief little bit of a thought blurb thing on my Instagram, but then I took it down because I wanted to save this for the video first, because this is going to be the political and topical portion of the video. Stop being assholes if you're part of a fandom. Whether it's Star Wars, DC, Marvel, whatever big fandom that you're a part of, that you have passion for in the world, in there, in terms of pop culture, anything. Don't harass actors for them just simply doing their job. And some people, like Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds, or even people like Michael Keaton from back in the day, you know, they met expectations and beyond. It doesn't happen every day. Perfect casting happens. But when it doesn't meet your expectations, there is no need to attack the person. If they're doing some terrible stuff or something, then, you know, that's one thing. But for them to just be showing up to work, doing their job, acting their part, there's no need to be a garbage person on the internet to tell these people just terrible things. The point of my thought process with this thing is it's getting very sickening. If you've ever been a dick to somebody randomly on the internet, I highly recommend think it through if you're going to decide to be a complete a-hole to a random person, especially somebody who is just doing their job and acting in a certain role. And yeah, that's the thing. It's unfortunate, but I bring that back to the thoughts of Titans. I think the idea of it's great. I've been looking forward to seeing some footage for it, and some of it, like I've already stated, it looks a little bit of a mixed bag. I don't think it's all going to be great, but I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to probably sign up for that DC streaming service. I'm a huge fan of DC, so I'm going to eventually check it out. So there. The last thing I want to say is Glass. Oh my God. Oh my God. That trailer looks amazing. I can't wait to check it out. I'm really excited. It's easily my most anticipated movie of 2019. Hands down. And thankfully it comes out in January, so I don't have to wait too long. So San Diego Comic-Con's a thing, and it brings forth collectibles for us to purchase in different places. And the biggest thing is Funko Pops nowadays, you know? And even in then, there's a whole situation. People need to stop being a-holes about that too. I think at the end of the day, you can't be an a-hole to somebody who's just doing their job also. In the retail world too. There's internet bashing, and then there's people bashing right in front of you, complaining and arguing because of your ill-fated time of showing up too late to buy a certain collectible. I work retail, and I I despise when people have that simple argument, but it says you have it online, why don't you have it in store? Or why can't you hold it? Or something like that. You know, there's endless amounts of things, but all I can say is I did not have to deal with anybody in regards to the Comic-Con stuff, thankfully, at least where I work. And one of the biggest things that I feel so bad for, and I only bring this up to, I saw some of my local Hot Topics post a message on their Instagram accounts and social media accounts to not harass their employees. Come on. It baffles me as to how people can get that angry about not just somebody like an actor, but then also because they don't have a certain collectible in stock. You know, I'm very grateful this year. I only wanted 2 things. One of them I got, one of them I didn't. The rest of the video, I'm done with the negativity. The rest of the video, focus on the positives and the fun times we can have. So again, sit back, relax, and let's talk movies, collectibles, and a slew of other things. So let's get to it. First up is the Comic-Con exclusive vinyl. And I know there's a lot of glare here, but it's vinyl, V-Y-N-L. These are beautiful, and I know the glare is terrible, but let's see if I can get it right there. Yeah, there we go. Kind of. Nope. Maybe. Yeah, there's a little bit better. Just the figures. I love how they look. I love the 1960s cartoon style, but they're so colorful, and I think I'm glad that this is kind of sticking around. I think this is a little bit of an underrated series from in terms of figures from Funko. I loved the Rick and Morty ones they released, and I definitely hope to get those sooner than later. I very much dig this. I love anything Scott Pilgrim. That was the other thing I did not get, was the Funko Shop exclusive Matthew Patel 2-pack. I'm hoping I'll get that one day. I don't know. It's already skyrocketed in price, but either way, I'm very happy. Even down to the box, I mean, if you can see that, there we go. Look at that. Just the box is just beautiful to look at. I mean, they did a great job with this. I'm very happy. Next up is the Target exclusive. This, I think, the heat came off of this because of all the Comic-Con stuff. This happened to be released the same week of Comic-Con, and I think it's been a little bit easier to have gotten this. I got lucky. I was the right place, right time, before all the scalpers and flippers and whatever you want to call them picked them up. That is the Ant-Man and Wasp, Janet Van Dyne Unmasked. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first ever Michelle Pfeiffer Pop, and I'm really excited about that. I love Michelle Pfeiffer. She's one of my favorite actresses, not just because she was Catwoman, but just a slew of other things she's done. She didn't have a whole lot of screen time with this movie, but hopefully if they ever make a third one, or if she's involved with another Marvel project, I'm very interested to see where her character will go. And the last of the collectibles, I gotta get me some Batman. I have to. I don't collect Hot Wheels very much anymore, but this is one of those. Ooh, this was just for 99 cents. You can't go wrong. I mean, look at that. It's so cool. Can't go wrong with that. Now we're down to the nitty-gritty of movie films, and we got quite a bit of them, so I'm going to go through them as quickly as possible. First up, check your local Dollar Generals, because there was quite a few movies, at least the one I went to, and a lot of $2.95 titles, and I got a couple titles. I have part 2 and 3 of Austin Powers. I got the first one. I'm very happy to have finished my trilogy. Love the Austin Powers movies. Very corny and over the top, but I enjoy them. And next up is Violet and Daisy. I never heard of this movie, but cast looks great. Saoirse Ronan, Alexis Bledel, Danny Trejo, and James Gandolfini. So, looks interesting enough. And I partook in the Criterion Collection sale this year. Just the one title. Didn't have money for blind buys this year. Had to get me The Breakfast Club. It's an awesome release. It's even got a little booklet inside and everything. It's just great. Everybody hated this movie. It was one of the worst movies of the year from last year, and blah, 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 blah. Walmart exclusive 4K edition of The Mummy from 2017. I liked it. Don't judge me. Sofia Boutella was the only reason why to see it. Tom Cruise was fine, I guess, and the idea was pretty cool, but alas, we don't know if this dark universe is going to keep going. Probably not. Next up is from one of my local bookstores that I've been going to lately, and they have been having some amazing gems, some stuff, very much a lot of blind buys and stuff I haven't seen since I was a kid. Animorphs. I haven't seen tape out in the wild before. I do recall that Iceman is in this show, and it's a show. I recall the effects not being very good, and I'm very eager to see if it holds up, if at all. I don't even know if that made it to DVD or not, to be honest. I vaguely remember this show, and I remember it coming on around the later seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, probably like the last season they had. And they retooled it for American audiences and all that good stuff, but it looks bad. But the thing that sold me is because I don't believe this is like the first. This is probably like the end of the series, maybe. I don't know. If any of y'all know, feel free to let me know in the comments. Masked Rider with a special appearance from the Power Rangers, and you got some guy named Furbus. They really are pushing this Furbus guy, because there's even a Furbus Christmas. I vaguely remember that character, let alone this Masked Rider show. I think I had like one toy of it, and I remember it being really, really corny. I don't know. But the fact that it had Power Rangers in there, I was just like, why not? Next up is a movie. I remember seeing this in video stores growing up. I never knew what it was. This cover looks very, very suggestive. But it's an animated movie, and apparently it's produced by Ivan Reitman. It even has the voices of John Candy and Harold Ramis involved with this. And I think there's even a sequel. Anyways, I'm just going to show you guys a Heavy Metal. I have no clue what this is about. I've never seen this. The artwork looks fucking crazy cool, though. Just the imagery and everything, it looked pretty awesome. It's something I never come across in any store, really. So it's just like taking a shot. Next up was a package I got. My first purchase off of Instagram. Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde. To think that this is the voice of Superman. It's kind of a funny thing about that now. Weird movie, but yeah. Next up is beefing up the anime with some more Miyazaki. I love these covers. I remember seeing these in the video stores also. And again, this was a pretty awesome deal, and I had to jump on it. I don't feel like paying $15 to $30 for the Blu-ray copies just yet. I love the imagery that I've seen from both of these films. I've seen clips of them, but never the film in its entirety. And since I barely just watched the amazing Spirited Away, I want to keep going with some Miyazaki stuff, so I'm very happy to have picked those up. And ladies and gentlemen, whew, that is it. So update videos have their purpose, and I love sharing my thoughts and opinions about stuff, such as the little bits I shared in the beginning of this video when it comes to more topical stuff. If you like more of those types of things, let me know in the comments below if you want to hear me talk about that stuff. Today's video is really random. Just all over the place. I didn't have no setup and format. I just grabbed my stuff, blurted in front of the camera, and sometimes those are the best videos, you know? You just kind of go with the flow of things. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, staying tuned in, staying subscribed, and all that other good stuff in between. So until next time, I'm Anthony Flores with Worth a Watch, and I'll see you in the next video.